Recently there was a bit of controversy and a conversation on YouTube about ride position and which direction and how far you need to lean through a corner, if you're leaning at all. Now this was started by our old friend Ryan F9. He had an informational explanation of different riding techniques employed when riding through corners, thoroughly covering his topic, and for most viewers it should have been enough to appreciate, learn something, and move on. Unfortunately, the topic and points Ryan made in his video got taken out of context by a select few, and some other YouTubers have misconstrued the obvious to preach from their own pulpits. I tried to weigh in on their videos, citing another popular and very correct instructional channel available for those confused by Ryan's video, but my small opinion in the bigger in Texas table was barely audible. So coming up, yet another YouTube video on cornering that may just save your life. So I'm just going to sum up by saying that for road riding, I found that having a more forward lean angle and your feet under you or behind your hips gives you the ability to move your head and shoulders for cornering, which makes those turns more effective. Now, if done properly, this puts your bike at significantly reduced risk of a low side and gives you more control when cornering at highway speeds, especially in adverse conditions like rain. Most pure touring and cruiser riders never leave the center of their motorcycle seats when navigating a corner. In these situations, the rider must control their speed to successfully navigate the corner, slowing down using the engine and brakes to reduce that radius of the corner, meaning that their bike turns tighter. Speed up and the radius of the corner tends to open, running the bike wider in the corner. Run too wide and you get the number one single vehicle crash type in motorcycling. Running too wide in a right-hand turn in most places will put you right in the path of oncoming traffic. Running too wide in a left-hander will put you into the guardrails, ditch, or off the side of a mountain. But what if you enter a corner too quickly? You've already made the mistake. You can't control that radius. Now, I know none of you make these types of mistakes, but from time to time, I do. Riding a new stretch of twisty highway, a blind corner, not being in the moment or paying attention to what I was doing, it happens. If you've entered a corner too quickly to navigate it without straying outside the lane, you really need to adjust. Now, ideally, you would have increased the brake to further slow down the bike and regain the angle that you need to make it through a corner. The other thing you can do is add more lean.
Oh yeah, pile it on, baby. Just lean into that corner until you make it through or your low side. But either way, you're a legend.
Unfortunately, lean angle is finite, and there's only so much of it your motorcycle can give before pieces of your bike or you are dragging or digging into the pavement and or your tire loses grip. The more lean you apply to the bike, the more risk you take. Now, I'm not the first to say it, but I'm saying it again. Lean equals risk. All this is amplified when the road conditions are not at their best. Rain, sleet, snow, gravel, an obstacle in your path. They require you to be able to react. A bike at a 40-degree lean angle is less able to react, brake, and adjust direction than one that is closer to vertical. This is where riding position becomes one of the most important aspects of how you ride, what you ride, and where you ride. Now, in previous videos, I mentioned how centrifugal forces keep your bike upright and moving forward once your bike is up to speed. Don't believe me? Get your bike out, moving at a quick pace, let's say 50 miles an hour. Then just jump off the back of it. I guarantee your bike will keep moving in a straight line forward without your input or balance effect. Okay, so this is one of these things that you don't need to do yourself to know that it's true. Now I just want you to think of your motorcycle as a big gyroscope. Everything rotating around the center of mass, staying upright, traveling in one direction. If we move the center of mass inside that gyroscope to the left or the right, what direction does the gyroscope go? It follows the mass, doesn't it? You can influence the center of mass on your motorcycle by moving your body off the center of your bike to the inside of your corner. Now, you don't have to ride like Marc Marquez to accomplish this, and we're not riding at 300 kilometers an hour on the street, and knee dragging is definitely not what I'm talking about for a street application. What I am saying is that if you move your head, shoulders, arms, and feet properly, this will apply weight to the foot peg on the inside of your turn. This moves the center of mass of your motorcycle to the inside of the turn as well, and the gyroscope follows, so the bike turns with less lean angle and therefore less risk. In street applications, not a lot of input is required to get a dramatic increase in control and reduce the radius. The goal here is to move your head off the center line of your bike to the outside in the direction you want the bike to go. Open up your chest to the direction of the corner as well. One of the tricks I use when riding is to think of a beam of light coming through my chest. Now I want to point this beam of light through the corner like a laser sight, aiming it where I want to go. You may feel your posterior change position on the seat, since these movements have an effect on your entire body position. So what I'm encouraging you to do is go with it. Let your butt slide on the seat a little. You may find you like it. By knowing how to move your body to minimize lean, remember that lean equals risk, yet still turn the bike, you increase your safety margin. Now, I don't have the time to spend on a complete riding lesson, nor do I feel qualified to do so. Just know that there are a lot of guys out there demonstrating and preaching techniques that may no longer be valid or even safe. It is important to know and practice all types of riding techniques. I like to think of them as lures in my tackle box. The more of them I have, the different types of fish that I can catch, and the better prepared you or I can be for an unexpected road condition or an obstacle in our path. Recently, I did find a great online course to teach fundamentals and more advanced theory and techniques for riders who are not just on the street, but also on the track. It's the Yamaha Champions Riding School. And since it's difficult for me to get to California, Arizona, or Nevada to get to the Champ School in person right now, I did the next best thing, which is to sign up and take their online training. Now, this training is not a joke, and it consists of 40 videos and 30 drills that you can do in the safety of your own home and neighborhood. Now, it will set you back $100 US, but if you use this coupon code, you may save $10 while that code is still active. Now, I did not receive a sponsorship, nor is this a paid endorsement. It's just a training program that I've really enjoyed so far, and in fact, I'm going to give it to others this holiday season, since I want them around to continue to ride as well for years to come. So until next time, I hope that everyone rides safe, and we'll see you soon.